my name is Asaf Kehati. I'm a jazz guitarist and composer, and I'm here today to make you a better jazz guitarist and composer. I actually started playing jazz only when I was about 20 years old. Before that I played rock, I played heavy metal, I played folk music, I played blues, I played a little bit classical, but only when I was about 20 I started getting into jazz. And this is the case with a lot of people that start playing in a certain style, and only after a few years, some people even after 30 or 40 years of playing guitar, they only then start getting into jazz. I actually have students that started playing jazz only around the age of 50. But it's never too late. You always, if you like jazz, it's always a good time to start playing that music. And a lot of people asking me, what are some of the skills that I need in order to start playing jazz? And this is exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video. One thing you would need if you're going into jazz is improve your scale knowledge over the fretboard, over the guitar. In order to play jazz, you will need to improvise, and when you improvise, you use scales. You're going to play on different songs and different chords, and you really want to have your knowledge and your fingers basically to know all 12 major scales. We're not going to go in this video into technical details. There's a few different ways and methods how to do it and how to study it. But this is one thing you want to put on your list becoming a jazz musician. You want to improve your scale knowledge and again your fingering on the guitar. So you want to basically have down all 12 major scales on the guitar, basically over the entire fingerboard. You start in one place slowly, but eventually your goal would be to cover all 12 major scales everywhere on the guitar. Also, another type of scale that is very important in jazz is the melodic minor. And again, I'm not going to go into technical details in this video, but again, just put it on your list, ask your teacher about it, try to find some materials on the web, but make it a point for yourself to learn melodic minor scales. Also, all 12 melodic minor scales. You need to get to the point that you can basically, in order to play jazz, make smooth transitions in those scales. For example, moving from one scale smoothly to another scale, okay, and make nice melodies within every scale you're playing. Okay, that means you're not going to only play the scales up and down, but you really try to make music with that. So this is something to put on your list. Another thing is becoming a jazz musician is understanding harmony. And harmony, it means understanding chord progression. Because let's say you already know all the major scales and you have a song and the song has some chords, but you don't understand harmony, so you don't really know how to apply those scales you just learned on the song because you're not sure which scale going to go with which chord. So basically, another thing in jazz, you really need to learn and understand harmony. That means chord progression, okay? This is another thing to put on your list, harmony, understanding the theory behind the music and behind the chords and behind the chord progressions. Another thing you would need, becoming again a jazz musician, you would need to start learning maybe new chords. Maybe all you knew so far is, the C chord, G, AM, BM, F sharp minor, maybe D7, maybe A flat 7. But in jazz, the harmony is a little bit more complex, and you want to again make it on your list, put it on your list that you start diving more into chords that, I just throw a few names out there, let's say C major 7, G7, A minor 7, and then start learning chords with different extensions like D minor 7/9, G7 13, A7 flat 13, maybe D major 7 sharp 11. Some of those chords, if you heard it before, it's great. Those are some of the chords that you're going to use in your jazz vocabulary. Another thing is basically listening, okay? If you want to get into jazz, start listening to jazz. And there's so many different styles within jazz that I'm sure you can find something you really like. There's you know, some stuff with lyrics, which I really like. I like the lyrics in jazz, so you can listen to some singers. There's a lot of, you know, obviously instrumental music, whether, you know, you really like trumpet or saxophone or guitar or piano. You can find some albums like, you know, guitar trio or piano trio, or a big band with a lot of, you know, saxophone and brass section. There's basically all jazz, swing jazz, original jazz, contemporary jazz. So just start listening to some jazz you like. I started listening to a little bit kind of contemporary jazz, and gradually actually went backwards and started discovering the old masters, okay, like Miles Davis and Coltrane and Bill Evans, Ella Fitzgerald, Duke Ellington. So I started kind of with the contemporary, more fusion-y jazz, and got later into the old masters of jazz. But start with whatever you like, but just listen to the music, okay? Another thing you want to put on your list is start understanding the feeling of swing, okay? Basically in jazz there's a certain feeling of the rhythm that is based on swing, and how to do it is, again, just listen to music, try to listen to drummers, what they do with the cymbal, and try to listen to bass player, what we call walking bass, and start getting into that feeling. Another good thing is basically just play over the recordings, that you really get because it's not something, I mean, you can just learn on paper. You can do it, but if you really want to dig deeper, it's just by ear. It's great to do the theory side of it, but then you also really want to feel it in your body, how the swing feels, how the walking bass feel. So this is another thing, the feeling of the rhythm in jazz is different from other styles, so you want to also put that on your list. Another thing, talking about recordings and listening to music, is solos, okay? Take a few of your favorite jazz songs and transcribe the solos there. Whether you're playing guitar or any other instrument, you can transcribe other people's instrument. What I mean by that is, I'm playing guitar, but I transcribe solos by piano player, by guitar players, by singers that do scat, you know, saxophone players, anybody basically you like, okay? So this is a really great tool to get into the jazz language, even without knowing anything, okay? If you play 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 solos, you already have a big part of the jazz language inside of you, even if you still don't have all the scales, you know, like you don't have the control over like all 12 major scales, and you're not sure about the harmony, but still you'll discover later that intuitively, just because you played some other people's solos, you can basically by ear do a lot of stuff, which is great. So this is also another great tool to get you into jazz. Another thing you can do is basically take a few songs in jazz that you like and just learn them. It doesn't matter if you still can't really improvise or you don't understand everything that is happening, but basically just learn and memorize a song is really great. You take one song you like and you learn the chords. That might actually force you to learn some chords you didn't know, because you look at the music and you see, oh, there's, you know, A7 flat 9, how do I play that? Or basically there's F sharp minor 7 flat 5, so how do I play that? So you take a song and you learn the chords. That shouldn't be so hard. And then you learn the melody. That also shouldn't be so hard if you're coming from another style. Just playing chords, a few new chords, and playing a melody. Usually the melodies are not that difficult, and it's great if you have a few songs like that memorized, kind of, again, to get you into jazz. Even if you still can't really improvise, or you can improvise here and there, but not fully over the entire song, it's really great to have that in order to really get you into the jazz world. This is really exciting for you, because playing jazz is really fun, and on the way doing it you learn a lot of important skills on your guitar and in music in general, improvising and new chords and new songs, and it's really great to do it. So I wish you really the best of luck finding your way in the jazz world. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them here below this video. I'm answering everything personally. Now all you have to do is put on your favorite jazz record and start digging in.